Hi, it's Boca again, and today we're going to continue to try to make this console fully functional once again. On the last video we had some progress, but we still have a lot of issues. It is still crashing a lot, it still has a black and white image, no mono sound, and yeah, let's continue. Let's open it again and continue. Let's see what we can do. After tinkering around a lot, trying to figure out what was causing the slowdown on the image, I found out with the multimeter that this is the 101 trace pin of the VDP, wasn't working. It didn't have any contact. So what I did was to solder the leg of the IC to the board again, and so now it's connected, and I've made a little test already, and it's not slowing down anymore. The image is still black and white, but it's not slow. It at its correct speed. But there's another issue. It's crashing right after a few seconds of gameplay. So even on the MegaDrive mode, sometimes the music crashes. So and the game continues for a while at the correct speed. So I think, and that might be something related with the Z8 here. Let me show you. Yeah, the Z8 or its memory, or any other connection on the VDP. So I'll search and see if I can find anything wrong with other connections. I think maybe there's something wrong with the VDP or the Zilog and its memory, or maybe the VRAM memory, I don't know. So I'll have to think around a little bit more. So let's go. Now I'm going to try to fix this error by removing this bridge that I made. I reconnected the 2 points here that originally had a ceramic capacitor, but I don't have a replacement now. I'll use this one. This true hole capacitor is not an SMD, until I get one SMD. So yeah, let's reconnect this capacitor and see if it helps to stabilize the system. Okay, let's make another test and see if the capacitor has worked. Ha! Now it's working. See, it works. Let's press it's a pirate game, so the logo is all scrambled, but it works as this. It has sound. Ah, it has crashed. The sound has crashed. Let's see. Oh, the game has crashed. It still crashes, but at least now it's showing some color. Ha! Great. So now I've been playing the game for a few minutes. As you can see, it's paused. I am at the first boss, but the sound has crashed, as you can listen a little. I don't know if you can listen to that. It has definitely crashed. So there's no sound, only this noise. But the game is running. See, that's the boss. And yeah, it's definitely working. Let's try to beat this boss and continue with the game. Let's see if it goes to the second level. Let's pause a little. I'll try to beat the boss and I'll come back to see you more, to show you more. So I've beaten the boss and it's still working. I guess I will leave it on and see if it crashes. See how much time it does stay on without crashing. So after testing the video, it has color now, but I realized that the capacitor is not the correct one. It's not. It should be 10 nanofarad, and I guess it's 1 petafarad, which is a lot less capacitance than the what should be. So I would change that. I bought some SMD capacitors, but now first, before replacing the capacitor, I will fix the audio from the back. It's only outputting audio from the front jack. And what I'm doing next is that I noticed that I may have broken the trace here that comes from the Sony CXA1145P, which outputs the audio for the mono audio out from this 8-din jack. So I'm fixing it. I noticed that this trace is broken. It should be connected to this guy here. So I am connecting to this modding wire to this point of the board. I'm doing this next. So let's see if we can fix the output, the back output audio, mono audio first. Then we move to the capacitor again. After soldering the wire, the sound part, it came from here, underneath this connector, and I soldered it to this pin from the 8-din connector. So yeah, actually it turned out a really good job. So yeah, after searching a little bit on the internet, I realized that this capacitor, ceramic capacitor, this through hole is not exactly the capacitance needed for the circuit, this place. So this actually needs not 1 nanofarad. It needs 10 nanofarad. So this one is not even 1. It's 1 petafarad. I guess a lot less capacitance needed. Then we need more capacitance here. So I bought this SMD ceramic capacitor, and it has 10 nanofarad. But this is really way smaller than the original one, so I didn't see the correct size. But it has 25 volts and should be 16, so I guess that's not a problem. But it's a lot smaller. For what I've seen, it's not an issue. That shouldn't be an issue. So let's see if I can find another ceramic capacitor with the correct size, but if not, I'll leave this anyway. Okay, so after I reconnected the mono sound on the output, on the TV output, also replaced the capacitor, the ceramic capacitor on the back of the board. Let's give it a test. Let's see how it behaves. Let's see. As you can see, it's working and the sound is coming out, but it still crashes. I've tested a little. See, yeah, it crashed already. I guess it may be something related with the voltage regulators, so I will replace them too. But as you can see, it plays for a while. It plays nice. It's okay. The sound is okay. The everything is okay. Then the sounds crashes with the Zilog stop it, which means that the Zilog is dead. It's no longer playing because it controls the memory and the sound and now the whole system crashed. So yeah, let's see what we can do. So we still have the crashes, and so I've been thinking what we could do next, because I've done a lot of things already. My guess is that something related with the voltage regulators, which I will replace, but I don't have spares here. Actually, I have two 7805s, but I guess it's better to buy the 78S05s, which are better. They are 2 amps. And also, I'll try to replace the capacitors and see if that makes any difference. As I've seen on Miss Mad Lemon video, latest video I guess, one of the latest videos, where she replaced the capacitors from a Amiga 500 board, which was crashing all the time, and when started and middle of the game on the startup screen, and after that it stopped crashing. So maybe that's the case, I'm not sure. And also after that, if any of those don't work, I'll try to replace the memory from the Zilog itself, and the 7800, maybe 78,000. So let's keep on doing it. The next step, I guess, it will be the capacitors. Okay, after tinkering for hours and hours today, I guess I finally fixed it. At least it works without crashing anymore. So what's only left, I guess, we need to replace the capacitors. So I would like to show you some footage of this running. Okay, let's turn it on. See, it works properly. It works properly, it runs okay, but then I guess it gets hot and it turns off. It runs for like 5 minutes, then it gets hot and turns off. But it's not crashing, the sound is okay, it's playing nice. So what's left, I guess I will need to replace the voltage regulators. I guess they are bad, and also other capacitors as I can. So now finally, I guess almost 2 months after I started inspecting this board and seeing if I could try to resurrect this, I thought I could never resurrect this thing. It's finally working. It's fully working. It's not crashing anymore. I reconnected this trace and reflowed a few other pins on the underside of the board, and it also replaced this capacitor because it was showing like it had burning marks. So I thought maybe I touched it with an iron or soldering iron, but also it could be that it was shorting or it was not working properly. So I replaced it, and now after all of that, all the reflows, all this reconnect, it seems to be working fine, and it plays correct. It doesn't crash anymore, and the only issue left is that it turns off after a few minutes. So it completely shut down, and it takes a while to start up again. So my guess is that I need to replace the voltage regulators here. Those two guys, they are original voltage regulators. They are from 89. The 4th week of 1989, so
I guess they are too old for the job, so yes, I will try to replace those guys now. I guess that's the issue that may correct the issue of turning down. So that's the next step. So let's go. Let's try to replace them and see if the console runs for more than 5 minutes without shutting down.
So I've just removed the voltage regulator, the 7805. First one I removed it, but I'm really having a hard time removing this because I'm using this bread. I don't have a desoldering gun yet, so it takes like hours to remove this thing without damaging the pads. Now I've cleaned the pads and I will start to solder the 7805S, which is called 78S05. So next step is to desolder this other one and solder this new one and see what happens. Okay. So I finished installing these voltage regulators. They seem to be okay. I tested the continuity with the multimeter and they seem fine. So yeah, now it's time for the thermal compound. Put back the heat sink here. And yeah, let's test it. Alright, so now let's test it and see how it's going. I got a few demos, a few new games from the system, so test it and see how it's doing. Let's show some games. Yes, let's see. Let's turn it on. Greetings to Mr. Yambita on the background. He's doing string right now. Yeah. So let's play a little bit of this demo. It's Mega Man X. It's a Brazilian guy who's developing it. It's called Thiago SC, and it has just 3 levels for now, but it's sounding and playing really great. You know, it's amazing to see the Mega Drive running this demo, this game, this port. I hope he finishes it. And that's it. That's it for now. This little guy is doing a lot. I never thought this would come back to life, and it's my main console now. That's it for today's video. We had a lot of progress on this console. It really came back to life. It's fully working once again. It's incredible, but it is. It's my main console now, as I said before. And maybe there will be a part 3 where I will try to improve it even more. I guess it has a little issue that I noticed, that it's getting really warm. It shouldn't. So yeah, let's continue sometime later. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.